Hey, hello to every single person out there tonight, man. We are so happy to be here on another episode of Unfiltered, episode 26. We are one episode away from our last episode of season 2, which has been outstanding. It has been amazing. It's been amazing. I'm gonna go from bottom to top. So number 3, it's been amazing because it has so much interesting things to talk about, period. This year and last year alone, we've been having so much content, period. It's been amazing. Whether it's good or bad, whether you agree if you don't, it has been amazing, hands down. 2, it's been amazing because I have the privilege to be around, and this is no shot at no one else, but it's 2 guys that have been here since the very beginning. And they have been here even when we've changed hosts. They've been here from the from jump, and they have been great. They have increased the show. And somebody said, well, you were getting views before. I was like, no one gets anywhere. You don't get to the top of the hill by yourself. That's why they have groups. I'll give y'all a good example before I get in there. I'll be giving y'all so much free advice. I really do. And you can ask anybody that know me. I'm giving y'all so many free tidbits and advice that y'all should be grateful, man. Y'all going to be paying. And many of y'all are going to be paying for me because that book about to come out. And what's happening is that Mount Everest, no one climbs it alone. You have a group of individuals that climb something that big to get to the top. And that's exactly what it is in life and in business and anything in life. I don't care what nobody tell you. You don't get there alone. And these 2 incredible guys, I am so grateful to God. I always pray for them every morning by name, that God overflows and drowns them in favor and in blessings and in wisdom. So for Jordan and Mac, thank y'all so much. Love both of y'all. And then on top of that, number 1, y'all incredible followers, the fans. Y'all have come in droves. We went from like hundreds of views to thousands, and it's because of y'all. And I am so grateful to every single one of y'all that support Unfiltered. And like I said, episode 26, I'm gonna let Jordan, our co-host Mac, has a work schedule. Nicole and them still here. We are all still intact. We're just waiting for that time to come back together. But work schedules and everything else, they'll pop in when they can. But I'm gonna let Jordan go ahead. Introduce yourself, and then we're gonna take it from there.
Again, I just want to hit it again, man. The fact that, again, you started season 1 on your own. We watched it, we loved it, and I appreciate you letting me come in because I was watching every time. I'm like, damn, again, a lot of good information. So it's really dope to be, to come to season 2, episode 26. Like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to get something going continuously. It's no joke, and it's been continuous. I'm gonna add up our hours of all the videos just to show people. Like, again, what's his name? Eric Thomas. He talks about. He's like, how much content I got? How much content I got? You can watch me for 5 years straight. Like,
right.
It's dope. Like, again, to build our content. Again, the fans that we have. The fact that I love the people that come back so consistently. Like, y'all are beautiful. The ones that comment and share and all of that. Again, just want to show our appreciation to y'all. But to the major point, what y'all waiting for every time, it's your boy, that light-skinned player from the Himalayas. Okay, what it do? Welcome to Unfiltered, season 2, episode 26. We got a good show ready for y'all, and let's get into it, man.
Cool. We are, like I said, episode 26. Next week will be our last episode for the season 2. We as I stated, we'll have our next won't start until after the second week of September. Season 3 got a whole bunch of things in store that we still in the process of planning now. So we are really, like I said, things are really busy. There's a lot of going on. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes in each one of our lives. You got to keep in mind that we have personal lives too.
Really.
And everything else going on. But we are so excited. Like I'm looking at my beautiful woman right now, just peeping in. She's making baked chicken and rice. It is awesome. She laughing in the background. But it's like I said, other than that, man, it's amazing. We about to get started. The big things that we wanted to touch base with. We had 4 good topics tonight. I don't even know really where I want to start at with this one. If I had to, let's start it. Let's get the subject that I kind of want to get over out the way real quick, fast, in a hurry. Not because it's not important, but because it's just I want to hurry up and just get it out the way. It's just, I think, it's factual, but let's get it going. And that's four scores and basically, for the most part, is that what we're trying to say that with this upcoming election, of course, everybody got election fever for the most part right now. But I love memes. I'm stuttering like a motherfucker. What the hell? Like, nah, just give me a second. People have constantly, since been out, I've seen a couple of memes. One meme kind of struck me more so than others. And it was a meme that had a picture of a ghetto, and it had it in 3 different parts. And in the picture, in each one of the parts, it says Bush in the Oval Office, Obama in the Oval Office, Trump in the Oval Office. And none of the pictures changed. It was the same ghetto, the same horrible conditions, and everything was just like, man, okay. And that leads to a question. Someone like myself who's always politically in tune to what's going on in regards to the laws and things of that nature. And I think a lot of that come from intuition and being in business as well. Is what do we really think? Do we really think that change is going to come in the form of who's in the Oval Office? Do we really take that seriously? So if there's any title for this particular topic is, does it really matter who's in the Oval Office? Will things actually change? So if you're going tonight, as we always say, share, follow, comment. Everyone, just want to have an open conversation about this right quick. We don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But honestly, do you think that things are really going to change due to who's in the Oval Office?
No, I don't. First of all, something that you've preached from the jump is the things that are truly, really going to affect you are going to happen with your local government.
There you go.
So, when you don't get involved in that, again, you'll see a little more, actually working against you in that regard. But the Oval Office, I say no. I mean, like that meme showed you, nothing changed in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where people are from year to year, regardless of who was actually in office. That's something that I preach on a continuous basis. That first of all, you can't expect the president or government in general to be your guiding path or be your way out of whatever situations that you are in. I personally believe in people coming up individually and as a group.
Yep.
And then that's how you do it. I mean, it don't matter what the government's passing. A lot of times when they say, yeah, we're giving out money to that, do the people in your community really see that money? Do the schools in your community truly see that money? No, because they've been the same way for the last 15, 20, 30 years. So again,
yep.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm right on there with you, like we've been saying for a minute now, that it's just so important that we pay attention to what is going on locally, that we know the measures, the laws, the bills, the things that's going on. We need to know about the representatives in both in the House and the Senate. Even the governor. These are important races because even inside there, we got representatives from different districts within your state. It's so important that we get inside this because for what I've heard more than I've ever heard with any president in office is that is up to your local government. Trump has said this so many times in a lot of things. He has said, look, that's up to your state government, how they want to do that. He's put a lot of stuff in their hand and said, look, if y'all, put it right back on them. That's the best way to say it. Like, look, if y'all gonna do that, that's gonna be on y'all, period. And one of those things that they don't like about Trump, but it's like, sometimes I feel like with Trump, sometimes I'm like, bro, he done dug himself in so much of a hole a little bit that even if he might be doing something right, people ain't paying attention to it. They're like, okay, whatever. It's ridiculous, bye. So I just think, like you just said, I just really don't think. I see Trish. How you doing, Trish? Said it as well. Said no, same reason. And Trish, out of curiosity, why I think that if you think so right now, that it doesn't change in the office, even though I pretty much have a good idea. Because I think so many people, what is so funny is that everyone puts a lot of stake into voting for president. Yep. I've heard people say, I didn't vote the local because I'm going to go vote in November. Yeah. Like, it's too late by then. The decision is made by then. A lot of people don't realize that it's pretty much made by then, depending on how you done voted locally. But your representative is supposed to represent you.
Sure. I think that's 1,000%.
Yep.
Again, the local people, they're the ones that are going to be voting on whatever, is trying to be pushed. Again, I think when I think to the weed bill that was introduced and passed last year, things of that nature, like, all right, that's something a lot of Black people for sure, went out and voted on. But a lot of the, what are they called, man? When I hear various grants or policies that are being formed on a local stage that a lot of people don't know about, again, that's the local that you got to be focused on and figure out. Like, I just had a boy of mine tell me there's he just went through a process of buying a home where the down payment was put down for him. He didn't have to repay it back, but he had to seek out that knowledge to find out that that was even, something that he could do. But there are a lot of these policies that are going on, a lot of these practices, but that's all local government. That don't got nothing to do with President Trump whatsoever. So it really does matter who you get in office because they can have totally different views, other than what you really trying to do with your life or want the people around you to actually do.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. I think that, like I said, in closing with this particular topic, because the other three topics is fire, and I want to get off of this. But and just to show you how much I'm really kind of sick of politics, right? Not sick of politics as a study, but I'm sick of people with this fake awareness. People are now like they're completely aware now. Oh, I'm aware. I'm awoke. Like, get out of here. Some of y'all are so woke you need to go back to sleep. And it's so irritating because y'all base knowledge comes from what someone else then told you instead of you doing your own research. So I've always been taught you look for yourself, even if it's the most trusted person. You're like, man, let me check that out for yourself, because somebody that you trust gonna tell you, go look it up for yourself. And that's one of the things we say on here all the time. Like, just don't go by what we're saying. Look it up. That's why we have the Oprah Forum. That's why we say where we getting the information from. Like, there you go. Like when I had a couple of emails about Black Lives Matter, and then they was like, you know what? I had no idea that was part of their mission statement. I know it's long, isn't it? It's very long. But if you get through it, you find out, wow, that's what I thought. And Trish, what just say? Trish, before we get off of this, Trish says, we as Black people do not do our homework in politics. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And I would go a step farther that I believe most individuals, not just necessarily Blacks, but I've seen most people don't do their homework. Even the ones who vote all the time really don't do their homework. It's a really, if I had to put a percentage on it, I think maybe 20. I would say, 20 is fair. 20 to 25% of the people who actually vote do all their homework and research in regards to the politics, the laws, and everything else that's in play. They really do it. And then the rest of it is just all
hearsay.
People making that push. Yeah. Oh, okay. I heard this. Hearsay and what's the other? Tradition.
Yep.
We traditionally vote this way. This is how we do it. We're like, come on, you gotta get out of that.
Voted. That's how his granddaddy voted. Yep. I think a big thing that you look at is not just presidential elections, but for government, all of that stuff. They make sure that these people look good.
Yep.
They got the psychological. They're like, yo, or it failed for what's his name, Bloomberg. But you know, he poured billions in this marketing. He was like, I'm gonna be in y'all face. I couldn't touch Facebook without seeing something about some Bloomberg. Okay. He poured the money out because he knows, hey, if I stay in their face, you know, this should happen. It ain't work out for him, but it usually does.
Yep. You know, and like you said, and that's one of the things we talked about before. And last thing I'm going to say on this topic, that's one of the things I said before, that if you really want to see politics and government really work when it comes to elections, take away lobbyists and private funding and stop letting them fundraise. Take it all out. Give all of them the equal time on the news. Matter of fact, take out news, period. Make it be only town halls. That means you got to travel. You got to go you're going to have to talk to the beast. You're going to have to go to inner city Detroit. You're going to have to go to inner city Chicago, Baltimore, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Dallas, and every single place. And you're going to have to look them square in the eye and tell them what you want to do. If you're going to lie in person. We ain't going to have you trying to just have a whole bunch of commercials, because that's the case. Like you said, Bloomberg, he came on the scene. He bought his way into the Democratic debates. This guy bought his way into the Democratic debates over some people that was actually pretty good. To this day, I told people, like, if I don't vote right now, and I'm being honest, if I don't vote, because right now my vote is still up. I ain't fronting nobody out. I'm not one of them people that say, well, I'm voting the lesser two evils. I'm done with that. That's stupid. Like AIDS or shotgun to the head. Man, that's probably a wrong one, because AIDS.
I was gonna say I probably take the AIDS.
Not detectable. Okay, yeah, it's like you're saying.
At least you ain't immediate. All right, dog.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like alligator, pit of alligators, pit of sharks. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm dead. So I'm not gonna do that. So what I said that I'm gonna do, I'm going to write in, and I'm going to tell you who I'm going to write in for, who I told people I believe was the best candidate at that time. I don't care about his experience. And that was Yang. Yang was right on point. He was attacking exactly what it was. He said, hold on. Let me compare y'all. Alaska has an oil, they get funds, stipends because of the oil industry up there. He said we should have that with technology because they're taking away jobs. Every adult should be getting almost $1,000 a month. But y'all want to settle for a stimulus for we're about to get in.
So no. With that, again, when I heard him talking about that, I was like, a GMO. First of all, I'm just surprised people didn't get on that bandwagon just to get on it. Like $1,000 a month. Yep. But to be honest, 12 months, that's $12,000. First of all, uneducated people financially, they're going to put that right back in the market. So that would have been positive anyway, politics and what they need to happen. But that could have put a lot of people ahead, man.
A lot of people ahead.
That middle class would move up a little bit. It been a lot of changes, man. I would have liked to see that. When I saw him come out with that, I was like,
yep. And then there was so much other things he was saying. I never seen him just say something to say it because it seemed great. A lot of the things he was saying in accordance with laws, like the best thing I heard him say, and nobody is going to remember unless you go back and take a look at it. He was talking about social injustice. And he said the same thing we've been saying for so long here, that social injustice did not start with Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. And I just wish people would get out of this. It didn't start with him. This is embedded. This is a part of the DNA of the United States. Mm-hmm. Period. Okay, let me get off it because we about to go. I want to talk.
Man. I think this shit need to be.
It's just they need to get off of there. They need to get off of it. It's not Trump. Okay, this I know people would love to put the notion in there: Trump, 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 Trump. We have had congressmen that have been in office and they don't have term limits. They have been in there for over 20 some odd years. We have a Supreme Court justice can serve until they die. Is something wrong with that? Is something wrong where you could get somebody who has been a horrible and biased judge in the highest court in the land, and they can stay there until they die?
And they greasing them palms.
Yeah.
Okay. Real nice.
You already know. You already know, bro. They're old. A lot of them represent a time frame in this country that should not be represented anymore in the Supreme Court. Period. And it gets me, like, when I see that, I'm like, they could serve until they die. Like, no, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This woman, health-wise, should not, at a normal job, they would be asking her to step down. You know, she has just about every element you can. Oh, we're going to keep her alive. I'm like, what y'all pumping her with? Unicorn blood? You know what I'm saying? It's like, she needs to retire. She needs to go. You need to get a fresh perspective. But the only thing I can say about fresh perspective, you got some of these young ones that's stupid. So this is why I don't like, I know that they say the president has to nominate Supreme Court justice, and then of course they have to have all these votes. And see, it's politics. If you ever notice, the most important aspects of government, the public has no say so on. None.
Yep.
Oh, we don't want to vote for them here because they'll just vote like, people is people. You think I'm going to trust, like, you say you don't trust 3 million people. I don't trust the 3 people that y'all got in there voting right now. So it's just, it's just flat out ridiculous. Kathy said, been going on since the end of slavery. Kathy, I'm going to be honest. Before slavery, the moment they hit Plymouth Rock, it was a wrap.
They said, "Oh, I got it."
It was a wrap, right? It's been a wrap. The moment since Plymouth Rock, the moment they hit, when they saw the first piece of blade of grass, yeah, we going over here and we about to do this, about to do that. They upset. It's been a problem. It's embedded. I have a problem with any document that has to keep getting amended. Because the people that wrote it, one, are all dead and gone, and that the hate that went into writing it has been passed along, and they've been sitting here living fat off the hog forever, and then they think they're doing us a favor. Well, I know we had y'all. I know y'all built the country, but this is what we're gonna do for your niggas. We're gonna give you 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres and a mule. You ain't gonna never get me to tell me that that's enough for what you did for the people, for on raping my women and killing our men, separating families, sodomizing my men.
I was gonna say raping the man too, like
you crazy. You think I'm that much for sale? You think I'm that much for sale? I'm like, what you like? So what's the price you want, Randy? Y'all don't want to know. Blood. You want to pay it? I know you didn't do what your ancestors did, but guess what? You benefiting from what your ancestors did. That's all I'm gonna say. White folks.
Nah, man, I think that's for sure.
Yep, that's all I'm gonna say.
The benefit is for sure there.
Yep.
And if I've heard a lot of people say, white people say, yeah, but I didn't do that, things of that nature. I'm like, okay, well, the system is set for people of your color to live a little better than
there you go. It's set up. It's been strategically set up to do that for you. Like, how would you feel? I know you've seen it, but I think you may have sent me that email. It was where they showed racing around the track. And it showed how white folks had a 5-lap head start.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we started catching up, and they still have the audacity that they, with that head start, to still put obstacles in our way, challenges in our way.
Telling you. And my thing is, if you're supposed to benefit off of what your ancestors have done, which you are, I should benefit off what my ancestors have done, which is built this, whole America for free.
Thank you. And you know what? What's so funny about that? The audacity to this matter is they make the rules to say who. This some. You know what? I gotta tell you, man, to my European Americans, because y'all are. Y'all a special bunch, man. A couple of y'all. There's some good ones, yeah, but I'm tired of saying I got some white friends, black friends. I'm like, I'm just gonna call it the way it is, man. To a lot of y'all that's been the descendant of that, man, y'all have been reaping greatly at the benefit of my people. Native Americans, y'all allowed them to go to college for free with the stipulation that they have to be a certain percentage in your bloodline. You made these rules. You came over and destroyed a race of people and told them, look, the only way that we're going to give you any benefits that you have to prove that you're this percentage of what we destroyed. Like, you son of a bitch. That shit still sound like slavery to me. Then you tell blacks, okay, no reparations. Y'all need to give reparations. We gave you what's the one? What you call it? Oh man, I'm about to mess up. When you when they have a certain percentage, I'm looking for the word. Like in school, you have a certain percentage of the blacks and certain percentage. What is that called again? Oh my goodness! Come on, some of y'all out there watching, let me know. I'm messing up, stuttering like a bumbling dumbass. Dang,
that one ready.
Oh my goodness, man. When you know what I'm saying, when people dang, it's gonna come to me. Watch, it'll come back to me. But you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, we know the Trail of Tears, not them, but when you have like they wanted to get rid of it. They wanted to get rid of it, saying that we didn't need it anymore because it should just be based on how good you are. When it came to work, because they use it at work, they use it to get it in universities and everything of that nature for blacks. They try to make it even. Oh my goodness, man. I cannot believe.
What is it called?
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this word is escaping me. And I'm sitting here just tripping.
Affirmative action?
Affirmative action. Thank you. Affirmative action. They say affirmative action is a form of reparations. But then they want to take that away, not so far away in the distant future. A young white girl wanted to go into Michigan University, but she couldn't get in because affirmative action only allowed a certain percentage, and that means she fell on the dead end of that stick. So she got mad, saying that was unfair and that was racist. Did you fucking hear what I just said? It was unfair and racist. I hope that white girl still watching, and hopefully that you may watch this today. You know what's unfair and racist is that when they say that we're going to make education equal, but in the public schools of Birmingham, the public schools of Farmington Hills, the public schools of Auburn Hills, they have laptops and all up-to-date textbooks and information to give them the best and the highest quality of education that they can. But in the inner cities, they are using textbooks that's dated back to 1963. And if you think I'm bullshitting, ask some of them. They don't have the same technology. That's unfair. That's unfair. When you cannot have the same quality of education around period. It's a lie. That's why I consider unfair. I consider unfair that I'm a product of Detroit Public Schools, went to college, and I remember my first day of college seeing one of the first math problems on the board and said, what the fuck is that? Period. And, like I said, everybody, I had the hard work and ethic to make it through and be a college graduate, but it was still that I was unprepared through this educational system. And I was at the very, very, one of the best top 3 high schools in the city of Detroit. So this, when I hear stuff like that, people talk that nonsense, I'm like, man, you get out of here. We so much better. I want everything. I don't want, I don't want none of your handouts. What I want is the equal opportunity. And and that's rolling right into what we're about to talk about next. I want the opportunity. I want the resources. I want everything on a fair playing field, so I can show you that if you give me the same rules, same playbook, that I will whip your ass doing it. And that's the biggest fear of most European Americans. They don't want an even playing field. They want it to be unfair. They like having to step ahead. They like being able to say, oh yeah, they're uneducated. Well, they're uneducated because they ain't got the same resources as you. Oh man, they live in slums. They only live in slums because you've been given some of the incredible breaks when it comes to, even when some blacks had excellent credit, they still been railroaded. So let's not even go there with that.
And
so
for things like that, it gets a little difficult for me because when I do argue with white people that I know, and I express those things. I'm like, listen, it was clear cut. You see redlining. Redlining was done purposely. It was put into action. Yeah, but how long ago was that? 40, 50 years? It's not, I'm like, it wasn't that long ago that this happened. And then it's trying to explain that, listen. Well, I hate the fact that people say, well, there are white people that are poor too. Yeah, and them dummies just didn't take advantage of what they got, because if you black and you successful, you had to dig through some mud.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? To get yourself to that. I don't care what nobody says. The whiter skin is the fairer skin. And it gets you some passes and gets you into some rooms that are a little more difficult to get into. I don't excuse black people by any means. I think we all do need to put in the work. No matter what, you got to put in the work. But there's definitely a big change, not big change, but a big difference in those starting lines that we both have.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, leading into it, like I said, that's a whole episode with that just by itself.
Yep.
That information. We just like I said. Mm-hmm. And like you said, we did touched on it, like I said, a couple of times. And just talking about something and just lead right back to it. So it's really good. But like I said, it's just so much unfairness. When I hear the word fair from people that have never had anything done fairly for them on both sides, black, white, or anybody, it's sickening to me. I'm like, get out of here. You don't know nothing about it, because if you spend a day in some of these people's shoes that you're talking about, you would survive. You would kill yourself. That's why you kill yourself more than any other race. But anyway, with that being said, and that's factual information. That ain't not just made up. It's factual. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this. I was just on the news recently. A couple of and this ain't the first time I've heard it and seen it happen. Former Piston basketball player, Mr. Curitan, him and a group of other individuals are now about to come together in the city of Detroit to build more parks and basketball courts for the youth. They're just stating that, with everything going on, that what we definitely would need, the kids should be able to be out and play and be more entertained. And a long time ago, I thought that, it was a pretty good idea. It was probably pretty cool to go out there, build more parks and basketball courts and things of that nature. And hopefully, people could be more entertaining and look better in your neighborhood. Now, me being older, me being in business, me being a business owner, me having what you call assets, and understanding things a lot more, and being able to talk to a lot more people and exposed to a lot more different things, that is bullshit. I know a lot of people now probably say, Randy, what are you talking about? It's because it's not at the forefront of what our community needs. It's not. It's not in the least bit what our community needs. And that goes right into our next topic in regards to what I'm talking about. And it says, are you not entertained? Why do so many corporations, black celebrities, athletes, and rappers, majority of them, feel that we need more and more basketball courts? And I know that sounds so crazy to some people, but this is what it is. Most of the time when I see it, I remember when Grant Hill was here, he put up a whole bunch of basketball rims. And you would know because it had Grant Hill autograph on the backboard, and he put a whole bunch of them throughout the city of Detroit, man. And shout out. I'm not saying that, it goes without saying, but it's something that's different that needs to be done. And what I've noticed, and it's caught up with my people, is that we are too focused on being entertained. We too focused on being entertained. My statement is, and I'll let you get to it, Jay. And again, if anybody want to know, this topic is why are so many communities, why they want to pump so much entertainment within the community. So I'm talking about in terms of playgrounds and basketball courts and things of that nature. That's what we're talking about today. Is are you not entertained? And I just want people to be open and understand what I'm saying in regards to this concept. If I think it's just as bad as sitting your kid in front of a TV, putting a tablet in front of them and saying, hey, go ahead, have at it. Just as long as you're not in my hair. And I believe that's exactly what a lot of these communities and things want to do whatsoever. Matthew Stafford made a couple of football fields in the city. Put it all over there. And I see them, and they still in good standing. And I see everything. I understand that, but how about giving the community actually what it needs? See, back in the day when I was going to East Side Detroit, woo, woo, East Side Detroit, Mac, Van Dyke, all over there. Let y'all know we had so many places that you could go and do so many different things. And anybody else over there on the East Side of Detroit, shoot, if you know what I'm talking about. We had the 4-H club, okay? Had that. We had the Inner City Sub Center. Man, do everything up there, man. Inner City Sub Center, right over there. What's that, Forest? Right there on Forest. Yeah, everything up there, man. I'm telling you, we had places that we could go and do so many different things within the area. We had parks, okay? Pingree Park, man, I'll tell you. Ball Duck. We have parks. We have places that we could have gone and have fun and things of that nature. But what I realized is that's fine and dandy. But what we need more of is when I went into other communities and I start seeing what they were doing with their youth. Right next to Detroit, great place, Hamtramck. Their youth have programs for financial education starting with kids as young as 6 years old in their schools. This is what they pump their education value into. They say, look, this is what we want to do. They already are setting these kids up for financial awareness and education. Where else did we go? I took a shot out right over to East Point, Royal Oak, and they have the same exact classes in schools, robotic programs, getting ready for education and science. See, they're just not entertaining them. They're getting them to a deeper level of education to where the things they need. I believe sometimes that they only think that blacks can only dribble basketballs, rap songs. They think that's the only way that we can make it, we can ever do anything. And so many of us do it because that's why everybody do it. You see another guy do it, he making a couple of bucks at the show. Shoot, I'm going to do it, make a couple of bucks at the show. He did this, I could do it too. The problem is that a lot of people around you won't tell you the truth, that you're horrible at it. You got to have real friends. I bet you $5 to a donut. If I send a mixtape to Jordan rapping, I say, give me your best. Tell me what it is. He'll say, Randy, that's horrible. Not to make me feel bad, but to make me feel better to know, yeah, that's not where you should be going to try to make money. You're not good at rap. This is not dogging you out. It's telling you the truth so that way you can get where you're really talented at and start pushing it where you're supposed to be at. And when I start seeing that, like I said, and Jay, I'm going to let you comment on this because when I saw when he said it again, I'm like, basketball courts? We got basketball courts. I've seen new parks get put up, and guess what? They get destroyed. You want to know why? Because the mindset of the people in the neighborhood hasn't changed. So if they tore up the first 300 times you put it up, guess what they're going to do the second time if they ain't changed the mindset in the community? They're going to do it again. I've been in working with communities. I had Chrysler, Ford, all come out, working with them side by side, cleaning up the community. And I've seen people in the community sit on their damn porch and just look. And then as soon as the community was cleaned up, it was right back to where it was 3 weeks later. And I tell people this all the time. If the mindset of the community doesn't change, stop giving them what y'all think they need. And start giving them what they definitely need, you'll start seeing a change. Some people say, well, people ain't interested in that. Who gives a fuck? They got to. They got to thrive. What are y'all going to do? If your kid said, hey, I want to eat sugar, I want to eat a bowl of motherfucking sugar, Dad. You gonna let them eat a bowl of sugar? Come on, people, get out of this mindset that y'all have. Some parents think they don't have no power over their kids whatsoever. It started when they was young. Like y'all let them do everything they wanted to do. You wanted to put them in materialistic stuff they couldn't even pronounce. Motherfuckers could barely talk and say dad at 3 years old, but he's wearing, you know what I'm saying, Jordan tennis shoes and Gucci. I'm like, wait, that kid don't know what that is. Don't even know what it is. The kid's halfway saying in black and white. What the freak is you doing? How about you give him something established? Some people look at other kids. I had my daughter, I've been reading to her ever since. I was reading to her when she was in her mama's stomach, laying on her stomach, blah, 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 blah. And what has happened? She's grown up to be able to do these things, expose her to different things. My daughter has been to every freaking museum in the state of Michigan because I want to expose her to different things. Let her mind expand. Let her see that it's more than just what she sees within her community. And guess what? Even the community she's staying in, I want her to see that it's great there when people join in and do it. We have to start getting better with saying, oh, well, this is what they need. Give them a basketball. Let them do this. Fuck that. I'm tired of teaching my kids to be the fucking worker. Motherfucker, go own the motherfucking team. Because think about that. Think about how much what's my man name that owned what's that? Boomer,
Steve
Ballmer,
Clippers.
This man bought the Clippers for just over $1 billion. I'm like, people don't understand. Like, do y'all not understand this? He bought the Clippers for $1 billion. If one person on the team is making $32 million, how much you think the guy that's paying them is making?
Okay.
If I could say, man, I'm gonna pay you $100 million over 5 years, woo! And he putting it in a way that he can still say, I can pay 32. What? How many people on the basketball team normally? I want to say what? 15, 16, and he could pay all of them in the neighborhood of nothing less than $500,000 a year.
And the coaches. And the trainers.
Thank you for that. Coaches, training staff. Oh, you keep going, Jay. Advertisement, commercial, building costs, because you got to pay rent on the building, got to pay taxes on that. Still got to pay the rest of his staff.
I don't know about that because the way they be putting these arenas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Little Caesars Arena, you motherfucker. I'm just saying. Oh, man. When you see that, that's the mentality I'm like, you trying to teach them, man. You could do this. You could be workers, man. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being a worker. I'm a worker. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that in essence, everybody has to work for somebody. If you're a business owner, you're always going to have to work for somebody. It's called the customer. It don't matter. You're going to have to work for someone. But what we're trying to say is that leave them with a different mentality than, especially in the urban communities, that you could be more than just this. Like every time I see young black guys come in and do lawn care, I throw them the money. I'm like, man, I'm gonna let it up to you. You go ahead and do it. We see what you do. They keep doing it because I believe in. There we go. Let's keep the flow going. Support them. Y'all support him if he was a dope boy handing out turkeys like he was Nino Brown, thinking that he was doing something real big. Support him if he's doing something which you might think is insignificant. Oh man, he doing a waste disposal job. He got a van. Oh man, and people will frown upon that. I'm gonna let you go ahead before I talk it all to death, man. Go ahead, bro.
You just first I was looking at what Trish said. She was just saying we put our money in the wrong places: hair, nails, clothes, gym shoes, but we never put money away for college. We make every other race rich with our insecurities, and I think of course, that's 100%. And that's something I think mindset has to be something that we all start digging into more. Every parent that has a child, your young children, you got to establish early that the material and, the way they see the world and what's going on and what's being, marketed to them isn't everything, because if you let them get sucked in, they sucked in for life, most likely. And again, I'm 20. How old am I?
27.
27. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But, it took me, a lot of years to get out of, caring how much people, see what I'm wearing or care what I got on and care about everything. Like man, I've made choices buying vehicles. I like nice cars, ain't nothing wrong with that and things of that nature. But buying it because of the image that it would portray, you know, instead of no, like man, when I've seen some people that are younger than me who grew up where somebody instilled in them, or maybe they got it on their own, but just to not have those insecurities and to be as financially sound as possible. And they made different decisions, and they're further because they made different decisions.
Yep.
When it comes to the whole basketball court things and things of that nature, like you were speaking about, Randy, again, man, it hurts me sometimes because it feels like, hey, we can't challenge them. You know, black people say if they challenge them, they'll fail, and white people just like they can't do it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's white people play a factor in that, and black people also. I don't know if have you ever seen Coach Carter?
Yep.
Coach Carter, I love that movie because just the portrayal there, like, yeah, he can ball, but the boy dumb as bricks, like he ain't doing his schoolwork. You can't make it nowhere without, you know what I'm saying, putting some work in on that end also. And just he was just trying to teach them a whole, you know, a moral standpoint of life. Just a lot, man. But again, going back to what you were saying, basketball courts and that's all cool, that's all good and dandy, but that ain't what our community needs.
Yep.
We live off entertainment. The fact that we're not the biggest population in America, but in essence, we really have the the biggest presence on social media is crazy.
Crazy.
What are we, 13%? I believe it is.
13, yep, about 13 between 13 and 15%
of the US. But I'm telling you, man, our they market to us like it ain't nothing, and we take over social media like it ain't nothing. But again, a lot of our black people, young people, are living with no direction whatsoever. They're just going from day to day. And if we don't get those STEM classes and start challenging them, give them something other than to go hoop or play football, you know, which people got to understand, man. I hate when people push somebody. I don't care how good you are. You know, first, NBA talented people don't make it.
There you go.
The percentage is so small. Like,
small.
There aren't that many NBA and NFL players. Like, come on, man. Stop pushing them just to do that. And then when they fail, they don't got nothing else to fall back on. It's just, well, that ain't work, and that's it.
Yep. You hitting it, man. You hitting it right on the ball, man.
I don't know. It just I know I grew up without. I always been smart. I know I'm smart. I know that, but it wasn't directed anywhere. It was just, all right, you know, okay, you know, you do what you do. Black people, I'm always gonna speak to black people. You got to start directing, you know, your children, your nephews, your nieces, to direct, you know, that energy into something that they can actually make work for them. So
absolutely.
Again, bump all them basketball courts, because half of them ain't gonna make it to the NBA anyway. And let's get into some real stuff, man. Let's really give them some progress somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you hit everything right on the head. We basically, like you said, just saying the same exact thing. Is like, man, we have to start playing these numbers right. And you said it pretty much the best way possible. It's just that I remember, you know, when coaching football, I had a whiteboard, and this is why we always steered home education. And education, people are college and college. No, we ain't steering home college. We steering home education. Education is more than just in the books. We talking about in everything, education with yourself. But then you know that if you do plan to try to do these things, you got to be educated in regards to do it. You got to know. You can't fly off the handle with it, okay? Mm-hmm. And I would just put on the board how many, like at the high school level, how many was playing football, then at the college level, Then that we actually get to the draft, and then
Yep.
actually who would be in the NFL, and then when they're in the NFL, how long their careers would last.
Yep.
When you get to someone like a Ray Lewis who played in the NFL for what 16 years,
The chances.
the toll on your body that he took, he's an oddity. I love this. I love that word. That's one of my new favorite words. He's an oddity. It don't happen. I guarantee, man. Next season, man, I'm bringing so many numbers to y'all. It's going to be ridiculous because I'm going to pull up the number of actually players that have a career over 10 years in the NFL. And it will blow some of y'all mind to, wow, yes, it ain't already enough of them already. It ain't, it's not a field that you're going in that you can go in the unemployment office and they give you a recommendation. How about the NFL? No, it don't happen. Or how about the NBA?
Have you tried that?
Yep. Yeah, I think I might try that. Like, no, it don't happen like that. Even some of the best hoop, it's somebody out there that could probably play 10 times better than Jordan and Kobe. And never had the opportunity because they didn't have the work ethic of those two individuals. And y'all ain't hearing that part. Some of y'all ain't got the work ethic. Some of y'all think y'all just gonna get in the door with talent. But this is what is crazy. Go ahead, Jay. I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
I gotta say, man, Kobe Bryant. Again, I'm pissed that he's dead. Like, I wish he spoke a little bit more. I don't remember him speaking a lot, publicly, but I don't know. He was never big, huge person on social media anyway. But when I've gone back and listened to some interviews with him, just listen to those things. Back in high school, this dude, again, he grew up in, around European influence.
Yep.
So he grew up around a different influence, first of all. And it wasn't about, hey, how much rap music do you know? Or how much, how cool can you be? Them Europeans, he was like, they was just a little more of, genuine people. They were worried about the real stuff. And that influenced his life. When he came here and he was playing ball in high school, he said he didn't really have no friends in high school. He said they didn't really want to talk with him. He didn't really relate with them. So he focused on basketball and he focused on school, and that's all he did. And I was just, again, that mess amazed me, man. Like he tapped in to a whole different portion of him and really applied just all, everything to basketball and everything to life, period. Like, my man's was, he's super determined. And that Mamba mentality, that he pushed, it was no joke. And I wish more people would understand that. Like you said, you could be as good as you want to, but that determination is different.
Yep.
And you gotta that determination gotta go from not just the basketball court, but everywhere.
Everywhere. I love when they say that Mamba mentality. I love that. And I told somebody, like, y'all ain't even understand it. That's not just a aspect of basketball for that man. He talk about in every area of life.
Aspect of life, yeah.
He said, I remember Allen Iverson. This is the most realest, and you ain't getting no more realer than this. Allen Iverson had an interview, and he was talking about how he was with Kobe, and he was talking, and they were going out, and what happened, he said, I was getting ready to go out. He's like, yeah, I'm about to go to this club. Kobe was like, I'm about to go to the gym. He's like, man, I got to the club. I see this dude at the gym. He's like, I thought he was lying. But it was just his mentality to be that good. He didn't like lose. I told somebody, like, man, if you find somebody, that's why I don't like that quote when people say that stupid quote. And I know some people are like, Randy, no, that's not right. No, it is. I hate that quote that says, winning isn't everything. I'm like, shut up. That quote was invented by somebody that lost and got tired of trying. Winning is the only thing. That's what you're supposed to do in life. You set your goal to win. It's to win. I don't care what nobody say. I don't play a game to say, I want to find a new way to lose. I want to win in everything. When we have game nights, I'm like, bro, I want to win. I don't want to lose.
I'm still sick. I haven't been able to be there because I'm competitive.
I'm telling you, man, you would be like, hey, this is it right here. It's been right up your alley because I'm like, look, I want to play. I want to play to win. It ain't like I'm about to kill somebody, but it's like we showed up about to play because I don't like to lose. Basketball, football. I told even when we just play with my boys, we get mad on the corner with each other. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Like, man, come on, you ain't no. Like, you talking because you want to win. That's the goal of life, to win. That's why I put in my daughter, not to say, like, look, I'm like, I don't care about you losing. I'm like, take a losing as a learning step. You're going to have those things.
Yep.
You're going to have, one day you're going to boom. Okay. What she like, what is that? I'm like, oh, this is a learning experience. Don't count it as a loss, a learning experience. You learn what not to do no more. You learn what way not to attack that person no more. And it was just the best way I could ever describe it. My father, God rest his soul, man, Randy Sr. I remember at my first Taekwondo tournament, and I remember guy got me with a nice side kick to the left. Got a point. Bam. Point. And I went over to my dad. I'm like, man, like, I didn't even see that coming. I was so mad. Went back over there to him. He's like, now you got to learn from it. He like, that stung, that hurt. All right, now go out there and learn from it. Don't let it happen again. I'm thinking he was talking it because he was like, oh, he about to whoop my behind. He wasn't saying it like that. He's saying, now you learn, and you didn't watch his movements. So now it wouldn't happen again. And that's why I told my daughter, I said, now from that point on, he never touched it again. Went on to win that tournament and win every other tournament after that, bad boy. But it's because it was a drive to not lose. And it's like, you losing is the worst thing ever. Even if I won a tournament, I get mad. Like, if it was one match where it was close, I'm like, dang, man, I was like, that was close. I shouldn't have had that much, a little inkling. I don't like a close basketball game unless it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? When we playing against somebody or any game, like, dang, man, I won by 1 point. It ain't no loss worse than when you lose by this much. It's like, oh, you didn't give it all. But like we were saying, it's just, I want our kids, we need to stop being so protective of our kids getting their feelings hurt. This is too sensitive of a generation where you want your kids, you want concerned about letting your kids keep their ego instead of to develop themselves. Forget that. Yeah. Oh, dang, I can't go back another year in school. You like, guess what? You is, because you don't know. You don't know. Why would I pass you along and you don't know? That's like an engineer. They're just passing them along and he got a C- on the math test. Well, hey, hey, it's all right. You're going to do it. No, because that engineer one day is going to be building planes. And I don't want to be on the plane that stupid engineer was on. They got a C-. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
it's crazy.
I be feeling bad, man, with my daughter. I'm like, I know you 5, but I be trying. I let her win sometimes, but I'm like, no, you're going to know what this L like, okay?
Yep.
Because I'm not going to give you easy track where you think, oh, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? No, you got to work. You better learn that work.
The right thing. You're doing the right thing, my friend. You're doing the right thing. I've never let my daughter just ultimately win at anything. One time, my son was racing her, and she was running, and he took off and just went past her. Somebody's like, oh, man, he's supposed to let her win. I'm like, no, he's not.
Nope.
She's supposed to know how that feel so she could get better. Now she got to the point where she was beating them, just like when I saw her in soccer. She got out there. I didn't think she was, I ain't gonna lie. My daughter, she's just doing this stuff. I thought she was really just gonna be this, she grew to be tall like a beanstalk. But I was like, man, you probably, like, you're gonna be this beautiful, smart young lady. I don't know about you're gonna do the sports. She went and got in it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna do soccer. I was like, oh, I'm like, soccer rough. I don't want to see how this gonna go. First time she got, bro, I can't lie. I was like, oh. So she's out there, bro, and I'm sitting there watching for the first time, being the parent, watching the kid, not coaching, not doing nothing, just looking. I was like, I'm just going to be here for the support, entertainment, everything I always wanted my parents to do that they did for the most part. She got out there. She was doing, she was getting the grips of it at first and trying to figure out they put her on offense. Oh, we just going to put her on offense. Rihanna came over there to me like, Dad, I don't like the offense. I did, like, they got to do this. But then the coach, and I'm gonna say, shout out to Coach Greg. Greg, you are great, man. I like you, man. I like you, man. I like you a lot. I know you want to keep trying to get me to coach, but, man, I know kids need time, and I don't want to be inconsistent like that. So he's like, man, I want to see how she do on defense. And then she thrived. She just thrived on defense. She took the contact. I remember one time she took a hit, boom, went into the mud. She got up.
Let's go.
I'm like, that's right, Terminator, baby. Get back up and do your thing. Then she got, like I said, she worked out that hard that whole season, got Defensive Player of the Year. Came back the next season, Defensive Player of the Year. Because she loved it, because they put her at Goldie. They was like, man, she don't let nothing get by her, do she? I was like, she gone. She love it. She like, I don't want to lose. I hear her saying that, and I'm just, the tears flow from my eyes. Like, that's it. That's daddy's little girl. Get ferocious. That's right. Get ferocious. Get out here and do it. That's what I'm talking about. But if I had not been let my fear get to me, like, no, you a girl. The only funny part that I saw when she blocked the shot one time, she looked down at her nail, and then she looked over at me. I'm like, Anna, what's wrong? She gonna say, I broke a nail. I'm like, girl, if you don't get out there and finish blocking that blocking them balls. But it's just like you said, you have to build. We need to start building our kids up, not to survive, but thrive.
Thrive, yeah, man. And it's people got to understand it's a whole different way of raising them when you build them to thrive. Like I said to myself, Randy, I'm like, all right, my daughter is 5. I said this, and I'm gonna keep saying, I said, my daughter will not work a job unless that's what she really wants. You know, you want to live your own life, you want to do that, okay. I got 13 years till she 18. I said, I don't want her to work a job. And that's what I'm going to live by. Period. Like, if I got 13 years, if I can't establish something in 13 years, then good riddance, because I ain't worth a load of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I feel you. But, there you go.
That's just for me. That's something I established. I'm like, again, people got to work. There's always going to be workers. That's something. I don't want to raise my child to be a worker. People that raise their kid to, you know, be the head, they raise them differently. They teach them differently.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on.
I agree with you on that. I say, and I tell Anna, like, don't be mad when you in school and you see people. I'm like, she like, man, people just, you know, like trying to, you know, people like her. She like, you know, like every time, every teacher, every counselor, every time they talk to her, like, Mr. Johnson, I don't know what you're doing at home, but I wish we could duplicate it and put it in the schools, because your daughter doesn't want to be with the catty girl. She don't want to. She want to be about her work. She want to get it done. Have little to no issue out of her. But at the same time, the kids in the class love her.
Love her. Yep.
Like I was like, I'm like, you know why? Because I teach her to go there, take care of business, don't forget all that mess, because this is just a section in time. Have fun. I want you to have fun. Of course. It's just a section in time. It ain't gonna last long. None of this lasts long. Get your stuff together and do what you got to do, because you ain't gonna even. You're gonna probably me. I told her, like, you're gonna be rare that people have the same exact friends they had already in childhood. If that happens, man, that's incredible. I was like, I've been one of the people that have been blessed to have that in my life.
That's tough though.
But it's not. It don't happen like you said. It don't happen like that, because situations happen, things change. But real friends, I told her, like, your real friends, you're never gonna have to say they're your friend, because it's unspoken. It's there. People gonna know it, man. You always around them. They always around you. They do this and that. You're not gonna let people talk funny about them. They ain't gonna let people talk funny about you. They gonna stand up for you. They ain't gonna leave you hanging. They gonna be there in the tough moments. They may miss some of them happy moments, not because they came there, because they're advancing themselves. So don't be worried about that. And I told her, like, whatever you want to do. I like, you want to be a doctor? I told her, like, you want to be a doctor, a teacher. If that's what you want to do, then do it. But like I said, like, same thing you said, like, I'm raising you to go do great things. I don't want you to be like Dad. And I'm a hell of a guy. I want you to be 10 times better. I want you to blow what I did out of the roof. I want that. I want what I did to be nothing but ashes and dust compared to what you did. Because y'all told her, like, you're my legacy. And that's where people need to look at stuff with their kids. Your kids are your legacy. Your kids are legacy. That's your physical legacy you leave behind. And people need now to say, I want my kids to be able to have the best and be able to do the best in all that they can do. And if we start having that mentality back again, people pouring into their kids saying, no, you're not going to take the easy way out. No, you're not going to do this. Start demanding more out of them. Like, if you love it, I told somebody like this, you love basketball? Yeah. You want to eat and sleep, breathe basketball? Then guess what? You're going to do everything that you need possible to make sure that you can still play it. That includes getting your face in the book, making sure that you know what you're doing. Because one day there's no such thing as a 30-year athlete. You ain't gonna be playing for 30 years. Yeah, you might transition to other things, but you got to be able to have it down. That's why some of the best analysts are some of the worst players. Yeah, because they set themselves up for life after that. I ain't gonna be able to do this forever. I mean, with the exception of a couple, every now and then. But other than that, that's cool, man. But let's get on to this other one. I'm gonna hit all the rest of them we got tonight. But this one, straight up and down, y'all. This is a good topic. Not hitting too long on it, but I just recently watched one of my favorite movies, and it was with Chris Rock, and I love this movie. If you ain't seen it, watch it. It's called I Think I Love My Wife. Man, this movie is so good. This is such a good movie, and it's got such a deep message. People sleep on Chris. Chris Rock is in my top 5 best comedians of all time, and it's because of his political content and how truthful he is in a lot of things.
People don't really like Chris Rock though.
Yep, ain't that a trip?
People, it be throwing me off. I'm like, I think Chris Rock is hilarious.
He is so funny. I don't understand. I'm like, you don't like it? Look at Trump. His life is a lot of his humor. Like when Tambourine. If you have not seen Chris Rock ever, look at Tambourine on Netflix. He go in detail about how he was. I just like how he is. He's honest, and funny comedian. But I just got this one called. This says, I think I love my mate. Are we compatible, or are we just waiting for the next bus to come? Now we've said this in different ways throughout the season and talking about it, and I think one of the things I've came into subject with and just being and realizing in my relationship, especially from the first episode we had of our couples thing, and we have so many people talk about the couples, and I know y'all was looking for that second couples, but that came right in the heat of that COVID. So we just want to let y'all know we ain't forgot about it. This stuff's still in the works and things of that nature. But that couples episode, that's one episode I hear everybody always talk about. Yep. Man, it is crazy. And one thing I want people to know is that couple episode, y'all liked it, but that was therapeutic for every single couple that was up there, because it was some things that people had said that they ain't know about. People were saying they ain't really know. They're like, whoa, like, and we didn't expect it to be that like that, because I had to go. My girl went back. I'm like, wow, like I didn't know that. I didn't know you felt like that. I didn't know this and that. Like my girl, like, well, I think that he would leave if, you know what I'm saying. Even I'm like, whoa, really? Like that ain't never be the case. But it was a whole bunch of things. So I think now I know you have, saying things of that nature. And true, I'll let you go ahead and start on that, bro, man. But I mean, with this mate, and then especially now with COVID and people having to be around each other a lot more, and like I said, I know we hit on this, but I think this is kind of like the kind of the encapsulation, because relationships is always gonna be a part of our life.
Yep.
So it's like, man, are people really like in the movie? I'll make this one point and then I'll give it to you. Is that Chris Rock in the movie? One of the big things that he said is that I love being married, but I'm bored. And somewhere down the line, they stopped having sex. It seemed like they kept blaming each other for being irritated or not wanting to do it, and they're not doing this. And then when one person makes the effort, the other person wasn't ready, and it would go back and forth. And it showed how neither one of them was cheating on each other, but you can see how the push could be to get to someone else. That's why I tell people, like, when it comes to cheating, it's a really sticky road. I say 80% is the person wanting to do the cheating.
You get the push.
Yeah, the push is what I'm talking, because you got some people, and I've seen it in relationships where we go out to dinner and the thickness is in the atmosphere. And you sitting there like, whoa, like what's going on? And you don't even want to be there, but Jay, go ahead, man. You good, bro.
No, I got a couple of different things. So first of all, this comedian, I love the man. He said, you can always tell who's married in the audience. He said, the people that you see smiling at each other having fun, they just dating. The miserable motherfuckers y'all watching, they married. I'm like, no, but it's funny, man. Like, again, first of all, I want to go back to the title. Again, the title is I Think I Love My Mate. Are we compatible or just waiting for the next bus to come? Mm-hmm. I think anyone dating is in the middle stages of that always, until y'all actually solidify it. Because y'all be in love. Love is a fleeting thing, is what it is. I think the loyalty, trust, and all of that a little more, kind of pushed into it. But people love a lot. Again, Eric Thomas been hitting me, man. I've been listening to him a lot. But one thing that
I've applied,
one thing that I've applied during this quarantine was something I love to hear him say. Again, his wife had some illness issues and things of that nature, and he said, and Damon Dash said the same thing, but he said, "I'm a slave to my wife." And I'm like, slave to your wife? What the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to it. I'm like, okay. And I'm reading, me and my girl actually are reading the book, The Way of the Superior Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd recommend that book to a lot of people, first of all, but there's a lot of gems in there. One thing that I'm applying to my life is trying to put my woman's interest first and just trying to, go above and beyond and just be better. I'm always trying to be better. Like that's my goal. That's what I'm striving for. I want her to look at me and be like, man, he always trying to be better. He always trying to do, more. And that's something that I've been focused on right now. And I don't know, that's for my relationship, what I'm going through. I hope, other people find, things that they need to do. What I will tell people is that boredom thing is real. Y'all need to get up out your way. I just love the thought, be a slave to your partner, man or woman. Because when you do that, what do? You try, you do your utmost to make them feel good, to, really engage with them. And try it for a month. I tell people, you know what I'm saying? Try it for a month. Try to just do everything. Don't worry about the reciprocation. Just put it out there. Give. If you don't get nothing back, then you gotta leave that woman because she just trash. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
You good. If you putting all that in and you ain't getting nothing. But who popping in?
That is Alonzo.
What's going
That's
on?
Alonzo out there, Unfiltered World. We got my boy. You were here before. One of our nation's finest veterans. Alonzo, man. My boy Alonzo Canty, man.
Long hair don't care.
Long hair don't care. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like what you just said on that. So just to let you know, we talking about I think I love my mate. Are people really compatible, or are they just waiting for the next bus to come just to get you caught up? And I agree with everything that you just said, man. I agree with everything. So.
Like I said, I think a lot of people are waiting on that next bus. I think a lot of people are in that middle stage a lot. Now, you got to do work on self, and then the person that you with got to be working on self also. Yeah. But I think it just gets to a point where you start to know and you start to see like, oh yeah, this is that. You see the communication going right. But I don't know who said it on the show, but we talked about 100, not 50-50. Because when you give your all, it's so hard for somebody not to reciprocate that when you're giving your all. And again, I'm a stand by it. If you feel like you are truly, really giving your all and someone does not reciprocate that energy, cut them the fuck off, let them the fuck go, because you don't need to decipher nothing no more. You know what it is. Go ahead about your life.
Yep. Absolutely. You said no best self, man. That's the best way you said it. And I remember, like I said, when I was talking on the episode about it, because I remember someone telling me, man, a relationship need to be 50-50. I said, man, fuck a 50-50. It's got to be 100-100. You got to give me all of you. If I'm going to give you all of me, it just don't make no sense. People, I think that most people understand that in relationships, especially now, I know relationships now are even harder. It's even harder now with this rise in social media, and it just seems like so many people it's like a very attention hungry time frame we in right now. It's like people can't live without attention. And I remember, I think me and Zoe, we talked about this too. I said that some of these guys out here love social media because they don't have to appease their girls with compliments anymore, because all they got to do is let them be on Facebook or Instagram and let them get
They'll take
150 likes. Here, you can do that work. I ain't got to keep telling you you're beautiful. Go there and do it. But and then you got the problem with a lot of women who are, it's been like, I think a lot of people now, we in such a narcissistic time frame where everybody just looking, not everybody, but the majority of people are they in it for themselves. They're not getting in a relationship for what they can bring to the relationship. They in it for what they can get out of the relationship. And, that's the wrong way. Like I told somebody, like, man, man, I'm lonely. I need a man. That's the wrong reason to be in a relationship, because you're lonely. I tell you, it's a lot of people that's alone, but far from being lonely. I'm like, if you don't want to hang around you, what the hell you think somebody else going to hang around you for? It makes no sense. I don't understand why so many, especially when it's always, for me, I get more questions from young ladies than anything, a couple of from the guys. But when it's from the guys, it's because those guys are in relationships and they're trying to make them work. Most of the time from the ladies, the questions I get is, why are all men like this? I'm like, first, it ain't all men.
Nope.
2, you're going to have to do what is called some self-evaluation, because if you're running into the same type of man, that means you are attracted to the same type of man. So you need to evaluate what you find so attractive about men, period. It's just like a guy. If you keep attracting the same type of woman, it can't be that woman all the time. It can't be where it's like, oh, man, I think it's the woman. I'm like, no, it ain't the woman all the time, bro. Get it out of here. Sometimes, like, one relationship, okay, 2, all right. When you get to that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no. Now you might be the problem because you're the common denominator. And I think that with a lot of things that went on, a lot of people were in love with the options of the person. It's just like a car. You went to the dealership, you saw the car, oh, it had a sunroof. Oh, that's a sale for me. But you didn't look at the fact that the thing get 9 miles to the gallon. Oh, shit, I didn't realize. I didn't see that it get 9 miles to the gallon. What happened? Oh, you just saw that it had a sunroof. You dumb fuck. The sunroof didn't have nothing to do with whether it was a good car or not. Or some people say like, whoa, man, you see that, which they do at a lot of B lots. And brothers, you young guys, stop doing that crap. They go to a B lot, you see a car and it's sitting on 22s, and that's all it takes for you to buy the car. Oh, man, that mug sitting on 20. Oh, bro, sitting on 22s, bro. The car got 258,000 miles on it. They selling it to you at a markup that's crazy. And now you're paying almost 20% interest on something that's only worth about $2,000, but you're paying $12,000 for it. And now it's broken down and you can't do nothing about it. You're still paying on it. So you still got to suffer the bill of getting it fixed because you didn't look into the criteria of it being a good car. Same thing when it comes to people. You look at the criteria to come to a woman. I'm guaranteed, guys, if you catch it when you're young, it'll be good for you. Most of the time it come from living life. But yep. I've had it where I've been, when I've seen women and I realized I'm not attracted to that no more. She fine, but she an issue, man. It's a headache. It ain't no such thing as a fine headache. That's redundant. And you get with a girl, you start seeing different things. Like some people say, she's nagging me, man. She nagging me to do this. Or is she continually reminding you that this is the best thing to do at this time frame? That's what people need to be watching. Just like guys, people get so caught up with, they get mad at people for telling them the right thing to do because they ain't interested in the right thing to do. They just want the appearance of that they're interested in doing the right thing.
Yep.
And it's sickening. So I would tell, like you said with you have to sit back and look at so many different things. And I see Trish just said it. It's hard to love someone's flaws. Yeah, flaws is a horrible thing. But that's why I tell somebody in the beginning, if you can take their flaws at their worst, y'all work out, because good, you always gonna do good. Anybody could be around for that. When it's $1 million floating in, bank account good, kids ain't acting crazy, anybody could be around that. But you need to find out what they are at their worst. Like, man, you could take her yelling at you in some aspects, like, oh, okay, I could deal with that. Because there's some things that are instant deal breakers. And you need to be honest about it when you come to relationships. So I'm going to let you get to it in a minute, man. But it's people don't want to deal with the aspect, people don't want to work in relationships. This is all this talk we doing. People don't want to work in relationships. They want microwave relationships. They want everything to be ready right then and there for them. Most women that want to be married, they don't want to be married. They just want the event. They want to be the center of attention. They want the show for the 8 hours. And then after that, they forgot, oh yeah, it's the marriage you got to deal with. And that's mostly what happened. Guys get married because they'll think it'll get the woman to shut up, depending on the guy. Now you married to her and you still want to screw all of different women. You're like, yeah, that didn't work. And because sometimes you see it happen, or you get some guys, you just marry the wrong woman. You see the signs, you see every freaking sign, but you're like, man, I'm gonna do this the right way, man. We got kids. I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna get married, have kids, and now you're going through pure hell. The kids get to see the pure hell.
You messing everybody up.
Now everybody in the house messed up because they're experiencing everything that's going on. Or you could have just said, you know what? The best thing for me to do is, look, we had the kid together. That's where our relationship ends. We're there with the kid. Let's do right by the kid and everything we do. I won't badmouth him about you. You won't badmouth him about me. All we do is focus and raise the kid right. See, these are things that people don't talk about. I guarantee you, and this is my last thing, and so you got it. If we came out with a contract, like before you had sex or you start going on dates, and you had a contract, and in that contract, it had labels about you on there. Like, this is Randy Johnson Jr. Please read, and it will tell you all the information you need to know about him. Randy can sometimes be a top-notch asshole. Sometimes Randy is very moody. Randy doesn't want to be cuddled up sometimes. Randy thoroughly enjoys maybe flirting every now and then. See, when people start putting all this out there and they will do that, I guarantee you people would stop and wait to be having sex and get involved with people. Because now you got something like, dang, whoa, man. Like, just say somebody like Teresa, she's a gold digger. She only cares about the money. She has daddy issues. You're like, yeah, I think we're not going to do it. But so go ahead, bro. I hear you laughing. I know you got it on mute. You on mute, so I don't know if you hear me, but you got it on mute.
All right, so I'm about to get my butt kicked because Trey about to kick my butt. But so I mean, in a relationship, like me and Cherry, we have our little days and everything like that. But as far as like loving each other, being able to communicate with each other, that's key, man. Because if you don't, you gotta have something to sustain y'all during them downfall, them down times that y'all have and everything like that. When y'all not at y'all best, are y'all able to communicate through that? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And a lot of people get that confused. Like a body can leave. Facial looks and all that type of stuff. That stuff can go. And if you ain't got that, if you ain't got communication, you ain't got nothing, man. If you ain't chemistry is big too, man.
Not big. It's the thing for real.
Woo! I think it's the most important. To me, that's the most important thing in any relationship, the chemistry.
Yeah.
I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that.
I meant to bring up real quick because Dom had asked me, and I not for this, episode before enough, but she was like, if I got burnt to a crisp in a fire, will we still be together? I'm like, I said, that's a good question. I never answered it fully, but she hated me. Okay.
Like, how burnt are we talking? Are we talking 3rd degree burn? Like, yeah.
Yo, I said, man, she was like, yeah, this guy, or this girl was with this man. He's a full amputee. no arms, no legs. I'm like, all right, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that's a whole different level of love, man. Not I'm
Yes,
still
it
in the
is.
development stages.
But you know what? But like you said, man, that's the honesty. And Trish just said something. Oh God, Alicia done got on here and already cutting
Oh,
up.
no,
Alicia
no.
always cut up in the that part. Like if we ain't married, so if dude asks me that, I'm leaving that burnt bacon. Yeah, thank you, Alicia. I appreciate you saying that. And Trish says, I've learned more about marriage once I was divorced than I ever knew the entire time I was married. You know what? That's real talk. And I can speak for that. I know Zoe could probably speak for that too. I learned so much more about myself and marriage after I was married and got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that it was some things that I did that I wouldn't do again in terms of my belief on what it's supposed to be when you're the man. I was always, everything with me was all financial. It was all financial, it was all work. First, I openly admit this. I worked a lot. I was out there hustling all the time. I was working on my vision, my businesses, and everything else. And I can, as being a mature man, I can honestly say this now that I kind of left my ex-wife behind me way before I filed for divorce. And it was because I was just so, I was in my 20s. And this is, people in your 20s, don't think I'm saying this to be funny, but I'm being really real about this. I don't think people should be married in their 20s. And this is why I say that. Because you have no idea what you absolutely and truly concrete want in your 20s. You are still working. You are still laying foundation. You are still putting things to work. This is not saying that you don't want to be in a relationship with this person, but what you're doing is that you're putting all that work in. And let me tell you something. Women want time. Women want time. Don't, if any woman tell you different, it's a lie. Women want time, and women are jealous with time. Men can be too, to a point, but I think men are a little bit more understanding because they understand that it takes, you got to build blocks. But I just think in the 20s is the worst time, especially for men, to get married because you're still building. You're building. Most, I'm telling you, most young brothers that are that really want to get their stuff together, them guys between the 20 and the 35 and all this other goods, that they are trying to build. They're still building. They're trying to get everything solid for the long term. When you got those type of guys, they're trying to build for the long term, period. So when they have a woman, they're like, oh, I want to get married, because women do want to get married early. And you got some guys too. I ain't putting it all on there, but majority of that is normally women want to get married early. And I think what you do is that you're trying to force this guy into this man box. And I think that when he's developing, let that man develop. Let him develop. Because you low-key women, even though they talk about the maturity, I see Alicia. I know what you're saying. I didn't mean to put everybody in one. That's why I said some. But I think it's a majority. I think it is a majority of women that more want to get married back in the day now than it is now. But I think that most men, they're trying to build. I see a lot of women that are trying to build now, but I think that what it is that some of them, it's like an ownership thing. You can have all the rings in the world on your finger. You can have everything. You got the ring, you can have everything else, but loyalty is loyalty. People are going to be loyal. Loyalty is what you do. It ain't what you say. If you are doing it, you are going to be all right. It don't matter. You can have the title, but I've seen many married women get cheated on. I've seen many married men get cheated on. Mm-hmm. It's about your commitment. This is why when I perform wedding ceremonies, And I say this all the time, and I beat it to the head. And I am very proud that of the 10 marriages I have, they are all still going strong because I put it in there from jump. I say rings are not decoration, they're a declaration. It means that you are saying, I am committed to her for the long haul. She is committed to you, and y'all are committed to God together to get this working. That's all it is. That's what you're saying. Marriage is not where one person getting more out of it than the other. It's both of y'all competing with each other to make the other one more happy. And understanding that you can't make them happy, that the happiness had to come before you. So what I mean by making them happy is that you're saying, I'm going to do everything in my power to never disrespect you, and you do everything in your power not to disrespect me. I'm giving you access to my heart and trusting you not to break it. This is what it is. Most people don't pay attention to that. And when you get ready to get married, all y'all think, most people think about is, I am I'm married. We married. Then all I keep hearing, especially newlyweds get me so sick sometimes. All they keep talking about, yeah, I'm loving my wife. Yeah, this is so great. I'm loving my wife. Look at me. We were married. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up and just work on the marriage. Because the truth is in the pudding. The truth is going to be, if 10 years down the line, are y'all still together? If 20 years down the line, are y'all still together? You ain't proving shit to me if you're only together 2, 3, 5 years. Okay? That's an NBA career. That's an NBA bench warmer career. You ain't telling me nothing about that if you don't do that. So stop talking about that. Stop trying to brag and everything. Most people that's married know, first of all, your business is your business. You ain't going to try to put on a fake reality show for people out here anyway. Because when you put too many people in the business, it's like putting too many chiefs in the sauce. The sauce going to get ruined. So it's just crazy when I see people do that. I just think in my aspect, like you said, so many people waiting the bus. I see you, Alicia. It says, I was referring to us being needy and wanting all the times and lies. I believe in marriage. Okay, yeah, cool. That's cool, Beans. I think the roles are getting kind of even now because men want to be women and women want to be men now. So a lot of guys is trying to be kind of crazy. I ain't never seen the interest in it, but I believe for the most part, a lot of women now. I think now, honestly, Alicia, I don't think a lot of women want to be married now. I think that especially a lot of I think more black women. I would say more black women are not interested in the ideal of marriage.
Yep. And I see that for sure. Yep. But I know that that draw is still there. Yep. You know, and women, y'all know how to put a timetable on a ring, boy. I tell you. But I mean, it's something for me personally. I've always said, like, in every relationship I've been in, you know, the woman always wants to, you know, they ready ASAP. 6 months to a year, they're like, let's go. I'm always like this. All right. I said, okay, think to where we were at this point last year and where we are now. Think of all the situations we done been through from then till now. Think of all the growth that you've gone through from there till now and all the changes that you had to make personally. It's a lot of shit, especially again, I'm 27. It's so weird. Like my mind changes and I grow, you know what I'm saying? Month by month, it's like, damn, it's a whole different chunk of something. And I said, I can't just jump into, I'll never jump into marriage. Just, you know, easy wheezy, you know.
I see a couple of, that's crazy. I agree with you. And I see a couple of questions. Kathy, I'm sorry, so I'm gonna let you get to talking. I just wanted to get some of these questions there. Kathy, I know you said, why is that? What you're referring to, I know because I said a lot, so I apologize. And Alicia, I know you said, Trish said she want to be married again. Alicia said, y'all cheat too much. And I was waiting for somebody to say this. And women are cheating more than men. And I got proof to that because women is willing to share dudes.
I still can't ride with that. I'm gonna always say men cheat more, man. Personally, I just think so. I can't knock that one.
Let's say Crystal says, I want to say majority of black women still want to be married, even just want the companionship
for the long haul. I don't want nobody just being with me for no damn companionship.
I agree with her. That's
Hell
exactly what
no,
I
man.
was gonna say. Because you look at women, and a woman will say they don't want to get married,
Mm-hmm.
but they want a committed
Mhm.
relationship. You know what I'm saying? A committed relationship. And what is a committed relationship? It's just committed relationship is saying, okay, I'm with you for the long haul. If I'm with you for the long haul, I might as well marry you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Why when some people like put a ring on it, it's like a death sentence to the relationship because they get into the relationship for the wrong reason. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I can tell
Cherry,
you that. It's crazy.
I agree with her because a lot of women they didn't necessarily lose hope, but it's just the whole thing of finding that one dude. And as much stuff as they may say, like, no, I'm not, no, I ain't looking to be married or nothing like that. But they will if they find a good one. So is a guy. If a guy finds a good one, vice versa, then they want to lock that down. You know what I'm saying? I can't see Cherry with nobody else, and that's why I had to lock it down. You know what I'm saying? Right. She laughed.
Um,
No, but I mean, as much stuff as like I may have put her through and everything like that. Uh, you look at. Oh Lord.
Yep. Get them
As
babies
much
in order. Get
stuff
them babies in order, boy.
I don't
No,
know.
man,
Maybe
you good. It's good. This is what I would say, and I want to hit them with the answers to a lot of the questions because I see a couple of them out there. One is I know said why do I feel that black women don't want to be married? Um, I think like a lot of black women right now, the reason why a lot of them don't want to be married because they feel like it's slim pickings. Um, they don't see anyone, and some of their viewpoints is that they don't really see anyone that really wants to be married. They don't see anyone that might be good marriage material, and everything they're attracted to, and the man that they are attracted to, those men aren't crap. So sometimes you get a lot of people get your heart broken enough. They, you say, okay, I kind of give up on that, and that be their understanding of it. I know Alicia said something which say there are no popular books named "Why Women Cheat" because it wouldn't sell. That's why. That's why it's not a
y'all
lot of
want
books
to
on
buy the
women.
book.
Everything is built for women to buy. What woman gonna buy a book that says "Why Women Cheat"? They'd be pissed off about it. Of
The
course,
book
you're gonna
by
buy a
men
book that say
wasn't bought by
women.
men.
Yeah, it's like first of all, they're gonna buy books like think like a man, saying think like a man, something whatever the fuck Steve Harvey
Act like a
dumbass said.
woman.
Yeah, act like a woman, get your dick hard, whatever he said. But all I'm saying is that's why those books won't sell. Nobody gonna buy it, man, ain't gonna buy that book. If it is gonna be a very small percentage of insecure men that buy it. And the point of that matter is women do cheat. If women are neck and neck with men cheating. We can say that they don't. We can say men cheat for any reason. Absolutely, I agree that women. I would say this: men cheat more than women. Women cheat smarter than men.
Hell yeah. And
That's
better.
what I would say.
For
And
sure.
the good thing about a lot of women now is that some of them think they men and they getting caught a lot more because they doing stupid man mistakes.
Get them feelings.
They're doing really dumb man mistakes. But for the most part, what I really think that a lot of women, uh, I know Steve Harvey. I know Steve. You take advice from a guy that married the same woman twice, and I mean whatever, and got divorced. And it's okay. I understand that everybody got a chance to do. So all women. No, I don't think all women cheat. I just think I don't think I don't think everybody cheats. This is the big thing. I don't think everybody cheat. What I consider cheating is at any time, um, if you're trying to be with someone, it could be anything. I think long talks and conversations with another dude on an intimate level about our relationship, that's cheating.
Yep.
Text messages, cheating. Sex messages, cheating.
Well, for sure. That's easy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Blow jobs, rim jobs, all the other jobs behind back doors. We know all of that stuff is cheating. Did I say all women cheat? If I did, then I apologize. I ain't saying all women. I ain't think I said all women. At least you don't be on here trying to cause no fights.
That is not factual.
Yep. It's not impossible for all women to cheat. What I really think, and you've already, if y'all been on my show, y'all know how I feel. Women get caught because they are tired of the other Negro. That sometimes, but no, I've noticed, if y'all peeped it out, I've seen women get real stupid with it. Guys are getting better at finding things out, because if you got a guy that pays attention, it's no way possible, just like a woman, you're not going to know that something's different. You're going to know it. If you pay attention to your mate, you're going to know something's different. Y'all just got done arguing. She come in the door. That smile on her face ain't come from you, nigga. That smile came from somebody else. She just had a conversation, period. Or a guy, he come in the house smiling. The guy gonna say, yeah. Let me see what Crystal said. Crystal said, just because it's slim pickings doesn't mean that they don't want to get married. They just not going to marry these no good dudes. Then you find a good dude, possibility of dealing with baby mom. See, women got more excuses than a nigga going to jail. And this is what I mean by that. And let me take it back, because I understand what you're saying, and I hear that. And that's, you know what I call that? I call that the same line that women been spitting for a long time. What about the guys that got to deal with your ignorant baby daddies that come along and ain't never been in a relationship, ain't never been there, and all of a sudden now they want to act like they fathers of the year? Men deal with the same thing that women do. And all I'm saying is that we all got to get out of the things that it's not going to be perfection. If you're searching for someone to be 100% of everything that you want, you're going to be fucking alone for the rest of your life. There's no one in the world that you're going to find that's going to be 100, 90. Hell, you're going to be lucky to find 80% of everything that you want in a person. This is what I'm saying. Okay? This is what I'm saying. See, I don't want to have a debate and then only thing you do is point out the thing you didn't like about what I said, but everything that was factual about what I said, you're paying no attention to. Then we're not having a conversation. You're picking. What I'm saying is that the question was asked, why do I feel that most black women don't want to be married? And I believe that's the reason. They think that it's not enough good men out here to a certain point. So that's why they say they don't want to be married and they don't want to settle. Shout out to those beautiful women who don't want to settle. You shouldn't have to settle. As a man, if you out there, don't settle. Don't say, oh, they're good enough. It shouldn't be that way. But at the same token, relationship is give or take. You have to be like, look, you're not going to get everything that you want out of somebody. It just ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay? The only way you're going to do that, if you take your ass to 3,000 in the future, and you find yourself a Stepford husband, or you find yourself a Stepford wife, it's not going to happen. And even if you program and you get one of those, you still going to have a complaint with it. Oh man, they a robot. It feel real, but they're a robot. It's like, it's not going to be any satisfying. That's the point I'm trying to get upon. You're going to have to pick and choose who you're going to be with. You're going to have to do your due diligence with each other. And say that. I said, I just choose to let things go if I understand your side. If I don't want you, I don't cheat at all. Anyway, I leave you. And that's fine.
I got a question. This is just a question. Leisha, you be on here a lot. You put out there that you encompass yourself as the total, the total thing. Why are you not married?
There we go. I bet you, and it's going to match up to my point that I'm saying that you're not going to settle. This is all that I'm trying to say. Period. Women, y'all trying to come with pitchforks, but y'all know that they gonna work with me. because I'm like, phew, Matrix, phew, Matrix, phew. I'm not arguing with y'all. I'm supporting y'all because I love my black women. I have said this over and over again that black men need to step up and become better versions of themselves and stop giving a women this crazy and stupid mentality of I'm trying, but you ain't trying, and you want her to get excited about something, and when you ain't shit. This is what I've been saying this. I've seen women that will put all the energy in a person that ain't crap. They know they ain't crap, but they in love with the potential instead of being in love what's in your face.
And that's something that again, man, I've been around some great women as friends or people that I know, and when I look at their situations, it's always funny to me. Like they're in such a rush to be in a relationship, to be married, because they say I'm a good woman, but they miss so many. First of all, they don't miss the signs. The signs be right there, and they'll confirm the signs. I'm like, you know, you say he does this, and this. Like, all right, so why are you still wasting your time? You need some exercise and I guess a little bit of self-control and maybe some self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see the sign clear as day, blue in your face, but I'ma still rock with him because I need compatibility. I need to be with somebody. And those are issues you're gonna have to face yourself. Who's married?
The only married person is Mac. Mac is married. Mac is married.
Don't say if you're not married, you can't give what is it? Criticism or, you know, proper.
I think because I'm sorry, myself, I've been married and I divorced my wife. Nicole's been married, divorced her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. I know a lot of good men, but the moment they start doing things like checking into my activities or checking my phone, I get turned off. But I'm trusting you and you ain't trusting me.
Maybe you got something better to trust. Or you dating some insecure ass men. It's either or,
yeah,
but
it could be.
I don't check no phones. I ain't check the phone. I don't do it.
Is this it? But do you feel like that's the only reason that you ain't with somebody? That's annoying. I can't marry a guy who does that. That's the only reason you ain't married, because it can't be every guy that does. If you got every guy that do that, then it might be. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If every guy that you do that, I don't know. I'm just saying that you have. I think there's so many factors that come into play. I don't think it's one singular thing that is a reason why people don't get married or don't want to be married. I think it's a combination of things that you could see. I think some people might they've seen bad marriages all throughout their family. They're like, man, no, I ain't getting married. I ain't doing that. They might have been in a bad marriage or a bad couple of marriages. Like, oh no, I ain't doing that no more. I struck out 1, 2. I don't need a third strike.
What you say? I done seen bad marriages my whole life. And for me personally, I'm like, all right, before I dive into this, because I done seen plenty and tons of divorces, I gotta make sure things line up. I'm not trying to string you along for eternity, but I like anything, if it's worth, you put some time into it. Put some time into it. Oh man.
But Alicia, you kind of backing up what I just said. I just said that because they don't sign a lot of guys. I just said that a lot of black women don't want to get married because they don't. When it comes to I'm talking about a lot of black men, because of whatever reason. This is what I think. When it comes to marriage with different people, different men, that's why I say I don't make no excuses. I say 2 or 3 things. I don't want to marry you. I want to marry you. I guess that's just 2. So it's either I want to marry you, or I don't want to marry you. I mean, it's not that difficult. I want to marry, I don't think it takes a long period of time, but I think you do have to put work in. I think a man or a woman should be knowing that they want to marry somebody at least a year and a half, 2 years, at least 2 years. You should know if you really want to make that next step with somebody. I think that anybody who always thinks that everybody else is the problem, I think you're in denial. I believe that. You know, somebody could say a lot of guys like, man, I ain't found a woman that's secure enough for me. No, I think maybe you might give a lot of people a reason to be insecure. And you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? If some people could be overly friendly. Some people could be, you know what I'm saying, extremely flirtatious. And everybody don't go for everything. So where you might have one guy that be like, oh, I'm sure, okay, man, you flirt. Go ahead, you flirt. 9 times out of 10, he already doing it. He already doing his thing. So he's like, man, do your thing. Just like a woman. If she see that you doing your stuff, she'll be like, oh, I can't do it. They say, my prime minister said he believes I would have cheated, but then he says, I'm smarter than him, so he feel that he would have to play somewhere else. Yeah, interesting. Give him a pack of cigarettes. Give him a pack of cigarettes. He'll be better in the morning. Give him a pack of cigarettes and a bag of skins. All right, Kathy, I would never say all black men. Oh, yeah, I know you, Kathy. You have a good night too, Kathy. I don't think the general aspect is that we haven't said all anyway, in no aspect. We haven't never said all in our conversation that we think all this. It's subjective because I believe when somebody gonna say good black women, I'm like, that's a lie, man. It's a whole bunch. It's incredible black women out here. It's just that most people aren't attracted to them because a lot of people ain't attracted to good. I'm just being honest with you. They ain't attracted to good. They're attracted to hoes. And I'm being honest. They ain't attracted to good. And guess what? I've done that in my youth. I've done that. I've seen, she a good girl. I don't want that. I want that hoe right there. She's bad. And it's just, I don't know. Me and Jordan have said this on so many occasions that we said, man, I know what it is. I'm not, I understand that. Why I just feel for like I said, with sisters, but then some sisters got to be honest. What they're attracted to, they say they want good guys, but they're not attracted to good men. They're attracted to the assholes. And I put a quote on there about assholes. Anyway, I said all women at one point in time are attracted to assholes. They seem great. They got great personalities. They're fun. But then at the end, you find out, damn, he an asshole. It just happens. Like, oh, man, this guy's horrible. Because they always have the best personalities. They're always nice. They seem durable. Oh, man, they want to go everywhere. They want to do everything. You find out when you say something, oh, so how about marriage? Well, marry you? Oh, God. You found out this guy was an asshole the whole time. So it's just like men and women. It's just crazy. I don't believe it's all black men because
but I'm working.
Yeah, I'll tell somebody the heartbeat, man. That'll be right there in the book. If they had a sign-in book for asshole, I'll be in there a couple of times. But like what you said, Alicia, I said I don't believe it's all black men. If so, I wouldn't keep trying to give them chances. Okay, all right. Power to you, sister. I hear you. Power to you, sister. To be honest, at least that's the truth. I'm telling you, I've said this all the time. I'm like, and then most honesty. A lot of people, men and women, are like, don't like honesty. They like their version of honesty. If you try to tell people the truth, they don't really like it. They want you to tell them a different version of it that's help them out better. But anyway, I just want to get to this last topic because I'm gonna hurry up and get out of here. I want to go for 2 hours. Okay. And this last one is about the Disney Channel. Disney Channel has opened up its first cartoon and its first lead character. And the name of the show was called The Owl House, and Disney has opened up their first character that is bisexual. The lead character is a bisexual character. I've gotten this. This is coming straight from y'all, the fans. I had 122 emails making mention about the Disney Channel doing this, and I got a really quick. I don't know if you want to answer. What I'm trying to say is, Disney, do you think we're exposing our kids to too much at this point, Jordan? I know you want to take it because what I got to say is gonna be real quick and simple to the point.
Again, I don't think we need that. I think now from a political standpoint, and every time we speak on this, I do feel. I don't know about
I'm gonna make mention of that, yeah, because they did it in Beauty and the Beast. I saw it, yeah, in the live action version. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. They tried to make
I didn't watch the live action either. What I was gonna say is, in politics, everybody needs to have representation, and I'm gonna always give
Absolutely.
that. You have to. Politics is different from straight up morals and religious background, all of that other stuff. But that hypersexuality is different. It's different, and if people don't want to, say that difference exists, I don't know what to say to you. But I don't think kids need to be introduced to it. If that's at home, let that be at home, and their parents got to talk to them. Daddy got to be like, I like, something in my booty, or I like putting stuff in other man's booty. Y'all got to talk about that. But keep it at home. That's hypersexuality. It is different.
Yep.
And it don't need to be the main focus.
Yep, I agree with that, man. Absolutely. You put 100%. And all I got to say to people with this that want to have it, and I hope that this gets some very good clarity to everything. Trish doesn't have a character like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. And this gonna be my point. Disney and cartoons have already pushed this envelope. And what I was gonna say is that no, I agree everything Georgia said. That hypersexuality absolutely doesn't need to be there. But the cartoonists at Disney, they've been perverts. They've been adding more flattering parts and things of that nature. They've done a whole bunch of different things. If you haven't seen it, they've been doing this. They've introduced our kids to so much before this time frame and everything. So Disney, when I would tell people out there that's talking about Disney, man, y'all should have been started hollering at Disney about some of the stuff they put out there. They've been exposing our kids to it in different ways. We've been having these kind of comments. So when I see it's crazy. The nonsense that I see we push out, I got so many subjections to so many different things. My thing is that y'all got to stop acting like it's a flavor that you particularly don't like, and that's when you're going to speak up about it. Am I giving the okay for them to have this? No, absolutely not. I don't give that to anyone. Andy, Matt, yeah, and I know that, and like I said, it's so many, they've already indoctrinated. They've already exposed them to it. My thing is that leave kids alone. Cartoon was supposed to be something precious to Disney. I mean, precious anywhere. They've been doing it. Hollywood has been exposing our kids to it, and we just sat there and let it go through because we wanted more racy content. And people are gonna say, well, you shouldn't have kids watching it. What the fuck? If your kid ain't at home, they definitely gonna see it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The most you could do is raise your kid to do the right thing and be like, okay, there you go, and be like this. But the content is everywhere. We've accepted it. It was a time where they didn't allow the showing of no body parts, especially the private areas on TV or in movies. Now you can see on HBO or any Netflix series. I saw a dick the other day. I was like, whoa, hold on, dog. God, and don't get me wrong. This is gonna sound very sexist. I don't care about seeing a pussy. I like seeing a pussy. I won't front nobody out. I think it's wrong, and I know that make me sound some type of reckless. But what I'm saying is that it should be all content that's over hyperly sexual should not be exposed to children. Period. I don't want to. This ain't about gay sex or any sex. It's about any sex. I don't. My daughter. It's so funny that my kids, the boys and stuff, would cover it out. My man, cover it out. Oh, I just turn the movie. Oh, I ain't know this is gonna be in there. I cut it off. It's just simple things like that. See, adults don't want to do that because they don't want to.
Period.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to endanger their own entertainment. It's a sacrifice. If you don't want your kids to be exposed to it or look at it, don't let them look at it then. And the other part about it is stop giving these companies that do it your money. It's easy to if you don't want them to do it. You don't like the stuff that Disney do. Like I said, Disney been doing this. They've been exposing. We as adults noticed it. Like I've seen very flattering gay characters in Shrek. When Shrek first came out, I'm like, this ain't no kid cartoon. This got too much adult content in it. It's like undercurrents and jokes, kids laughing at it because they're doing it. It's been doing this. Money will always, it go back to what we were saying. Money is always, Lisa's just about to say the same thing I just said. Money is going to push the narrative for everything, man. Sex sells even if you're 6 years old, because what you're doing is that you open it. It's just opening the door for it. If you don't want people to use it, stop watching them, stop supporting them. Stop your Disney subscription. You don't like the way Disney doing it? Take your Disney subscription off. Don't buy none of their content. Don't go to Disney World. Don't do that. Some people are, oh, that's hard. We gonna be entertained. Let me tell you something. It's some people out here that know the power of money. They do it every day and they shut businesses down. Some of y'all talking about y'all know how to shut a business down. Y'all already done it throughout y'all lives. Y'all have destroyed Kmart. Y'all about to destroy Target. Target on his way out. Sears, all the other places, because you know why? You took your dollars away from them and you went to places called Walmart and Amazon. So you destroyed those places. So you can't take away your money from businesses. You just do it unknowingly sometimes. But like I said, with that hyper kids, leave them alone. Leave kids out of it, man. Kids should not be exposed to all this stupid stuff that adults do anyway. They got plenty of time to be exposed to it. It's called through social interaction, the way they should learn. All you're going to do, like Jordan said, is that you're going to talk to your parents about it. And if you are in it, like you said, if you got two parents that happen to be homosexual, then you need to sit them down and talk to them about it. You need to tell them, look, this is our choice. This is not something you have to do, because we're not trying to put this on you. We're saying this is something we did. You're going to live life and you're going to have experiences, okay? And those things you need to do, judge it fairly and decide what best works for you. That's it. Leave it alone. Why y'all making it so different? Guess what? A 6-year-old ain't gonna get that conversation. So don't have it with a 6-year-old. I had a stupid woman say to me one time, well, you know, parents need to get over it. They just need to talk about sex. I'm not talking about sex with a 3-year-old. And that lady is fucking stupid. I'm not going to talk about sex with a 3-year-old. I'll talk about not letting people touch you there, explaining to you with those type of things. But I'm not going to talk about, oh, this how you ram it up something, a little girl's behind, or this how you do this or eat this. No, that's over, just like what Jordan said, over sexual content that they should not be exposed to in any way. You're not even exposed to that in health. Health, it just explains your anatomy and tells you how things come about. It never said, well, this is the doggy style, or this how you do the frog splash. This is how you do, this how the Cincinnati bow tie. And it never said that stuff. That's over sexual. You'll learn about it in college when you get grown. Trust me.
Cincinnati bow tie.
Dirty Sanchez and all this other stuff, a trombone. Get out of here. Y'all, it's everything you got to do.
Hey, let me take notes, Randy. Hold on.
Alicia, I see you. It said, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was definitely an adult movie. Thank you. Cartoons have been this way. They've been doing this. Cool World. They've been doing this. Betty Boop. They have been sexual. People have made these curves and things into women. Anime. My goodness. Is there any more sexual thing than anime? You see this bad boy, you think every woman in China is built like that if you've never been there before.
Big titty.
Yeah. And these guys watch anime like crazy. Are we talking about me, Randy? I talked to my daughter at 8 because kids in her school were having sex in the 3rd grade. Already giving it. But hey, Alicia, if you heard me, I had that comment before. I said that young girl, like at 11 years old, was on the playground at my daughter's school. So I have those conversations and things of that nature. Well, the first thing I did, and I asked any kid at that age, I say, hey, tell me what you know. Because I explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you got to be in detail and explain it to her. What I'm talking about is when people start talking and they start putting what you call like this emphasis and almost like a badge of honor on it. Girl, when first time, you let that guy do that to you, you pop your cherry, all this other, like, nah, we ain't going to all that. You could talk to her about the sexual intercourse and how, the things of that nature and raping and things of that nature. But when you start getting where you trying to say, girl, you just can wait. It ain't nothing worth 10 minutes doing that. Hold on. They 11 years old. What the heck you telling them time frames and stuff for? Just let them know the aspects of it is and let them know about themselves. That I have no problem with. But the problem is that the kids that's even doing that, they don't know what they're doing. They're doing it out of repetition as the things that they see. Trust me, little 8-year-old girl never sucked a dick before is not coming in there like a pro. If she's learning it like a pro, she has seen it. She's been molested. She has been basically raped, period. I'm sorry. If you're 8 years old, those things have happened. And that's the problem. That go deeper to what we was talking about before about families that keep it in the family secret type crap. People that they trust been molesting them, and that go all into that type of stuff. But Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Alicia, man. And I know we ain't got no more time. I tried to keep that jump at 2. It's the first time we've been over 2 hours in a minute. And this is crazy. And like I said, good conversation. I know we could keep going forever, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know Alonzo, he had bad reception and everything. So Zoe, I appreciate you tuning in for the night. Alicia, we always appreciate you so much. And everybody else, Kathy, Crystal, Trish, every single one of y'all, every single comment. Alicia, we got to get you on this bad boy in person so we can argue face to face, so we can debate face to face.
We got a lot to talk about.
Alicia be going ham. Well, no, you don't be going ham, Alicia. I love your conversation.
No. She be going ham.
Yeah, she went. Yeah, she did.
Listen, aside from this, we done had other arguments that I'm like, we ain't never finished yet. I'm like, nah, we got to come with these. You got to come on the show. Come on the show.
Yep, we got to get you on here. But shoot, to everybody else, like I said, next week. And like I said, next week, our last episode for season 2. Man, we are in the works to try to put so many special things together to commemorate season 2. And man, we are so happy, man. I'm ecstatic that we've been on this bad boy. Love you too, Alicia. Appreciate you. Thanks, Sale. Oh, Sale was on that bad boy watch. I'm sorry, Sale, man. There you go. Sale, you should have came on. We could have used your conversation. But we are so ecstatic, man. We so happy, man. It is so Alicia, Alicia, you better send your email. Yep. You didn't talk. Nope. Now you didn't. Nope. Now you wrote a check that you got to cash. Now send that email. We putting you in there now. So like I said, next week. Last episode for season 2. It's been a great, amazing year with 1,000 views and such a fans followers, man. We are so appreciative of y'all. We ain't gonna go into all of that today, but Jordan, y'all know if you got anything to say before we sign them off, get them going tonight, man.
Again, man, I appreciate y'all so much when y'all come into these comments, man. It drives our conversation. It makes us think of things we weren't thinking of. It branches off. That's why we hit 2 hours today. We've been trying to keep it under. But again, we appreciate y'all. Seriously. Y'all are the ones that really keep us going. Y'all keep tuning in. Y'all keep sharing. Y'all keep liking. Y'all send messages. And it's just beautiful to see, man. And again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all again next week. We've been consistent. Wednesdays, 7:30. We're gonna be back at it. Hopefully, Alicia. We got to get some good topics for her to come with because
you should have sent down the email. Now you're gonna have every single one of these guys emailing you.
Hold on, no. I'm gonna throw this out there. That's what Alicia want. She be putting the third track.
Alicia, don't you put that now. You better not come blaming Unfiltered when these guys start emailing. I put it on Unfiltered. Randy and those Jordan motherfucker put me on Unfiltered and had them emailing me like I'm like, oh no, now she gonna do this. I'm just messing with you, man. Send that in the email. Erase that off of there. You can't get that off of there. These guys gonna be like, oh man, I'm about to show her. I ain't got no insecurity.
Ready with the phone, like, ain't no insecurity here.
You know, I ain't got no insecurities, man. Let me tell you something. I ain't scared of nothing, man. You can do whatever you want to do. But shout out to everybody, man.
Share before y'all leave, please.
Yep, share before y'all leave. Get that information out there, man. Appreciate y'all, man. And to everybody tonight, man, be safe, love each other. See y'all next.